Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pen Venture YouTube channel. I'm your host, Amy, and welcome to another fountain pen review. We have something handcrafted in Italy since 1925. It's an Omas. It's made out of celluloid, and you've been asking for this review ever since you've seen this fountain pen in my personal fountain pen collection. So join me and let's have a look what's inside here. Let me get myself comfortable because this is a very exciting moment. We have a very exciting fountain pen in front of us. It's none other than my Omas Ogiva Arco Bronze Celluloid. It's a beautiful fountain pen that recently showed up in my personal fountain pen collection. You've been asking for this review, and here we are. Today in this video, we are going to review it. I'm going to show you the fountain pen. I'm going to share some of my informations regarding the Omas brand, the fountain pen, the model. Then I'm going to show you a side-by-side size comparison, writing sample, and in the end, I'm going to conclude everything in some personal opinions regarding this fountain pen, this model. And maybe we will have something controversial at that level. And let's see how I'm going to share those facts with you all. And we end the video. Anyway, Omas brand, it was established in 1925 in Italy. So it is a very sought after brand for writing instruments, and it was established by Armando Simoni, and they had been doing some pretty interesting fountain pens throughout these years until they went under and the company was liquidated sometime around 2006. So we are talking about 91 years of doing writing instruments. After that long, you pretty much get the hold of it and you make some pretty interesting things in 90 years of doing the same products. In this video, we are going to showcase an Ogiva Arco Bronze Celluloid, my personal fountain pen. And this is the box of the fountain pen. This is how it came to me, a pre-owned fountain pen. So it is not going to be a new condition. It's going to have this lid. Inside we have a cardboard box. It's not in the best condition, but anyway, it's nice to know that it is existing and it's present with the fountain pen. In this place, it's supposed to be a ink, and we have the sleeve and the fountain pen right here. This is one very sought after fountain pen these days, and this is my Omas Ogiva Arco Bronze Celluloid. It is going to have one of the most breathtaking looks. What characterizes this impressive material is the actual structure and the way this looks and the way this material is capturing the light, because celluloid is essentially made out of cotton fibers which are soaked in camphor and other chemicals, formed using colors, pigments, and physical processes, because you need to stack different colors in order to obtain a certain effect. To the best of my knowledge, Arco Celluloid was made by Mazzucchelli, which is an Italian producer of celluloid back in the day. Celluloid is not produced anymore and it's becoming more and more rare. The process of making celluloid is very dangerous and very flammable. Now, what do we see? It's either leftover celluloid from back in the day in old stock, or fountain pens made in celluloid and traded off pens acquired on secondary market, like this one. We have alternating shades of gold with brown, and it is warm to the look and warm to the touch. Celluloid, it's not like plastic, it's a little bit more light. Arco material is best used when we have certain shapes for fountain pens, and the shape of the Ogiva actually helps a lot this celluloid. A cigar-shaped fountain pen, the shape screams vintage, because this is how fountain pens were done back in the day, in the golden era of fountain pens. They look very elegant and very synonymous with those days, and this is why mostly they are so sought after and loved these days. We have a clip. This is the usual vintage clip used by Omas, and it is used in our days in so many fountain pens with the small little wheel. Trims of the fountain pen are gold plated. The fact that this small little wheel is made out of resin can be a clue to some of you that are much more experts than I am in the field of fountain pens, and that can help you pinpoint the actual period in which this fountain pen was manufactured. So if you know something, comment down below and let me know. This may seem overrated, but let's spin the fountain pen and let's see how it's capturing the light. This is something which is unique to Arco celluloids and the structure of this impressive celluloid, which which is stacked, and the layers show very, very nice. 2 darker parts and 2 lighter parts, and everything aligns on this fountain pen. You want to have a arco pattern which is completely aligning, because that will make that fountain pen to be top value. We have the cap ring configuration, beautiful, beautiful work, the Greek key, and the reason that we have cap bands like this on the fountain pens is actually to keep that part much more strong, constantly screw and unscrew the fountain pen, and in most of the times with use, those parts of the cap start to develop cracks. So we have cap bands which close and keep that part of the cap very, very strong. And let's have a look. We have 1 complete turn, almost 2 complete turns to uncap the fountain pen. And we are greeted by the nib. And the nib on an Omas is the actual diamond ring on a very, very nice lady. This beautiful, beautiful gold nib, 2 tones with the arrow. They don't do nibs like this anymore. This is an 18 karat gold nib. I believe this is a medium. Right here on the left shoulder we have the nib stamping medium, 18 karat, the arrow, 2-tone plating is flawless, done. And yeah, they don't do nibs like this anymore. Moving further, we have this ebonite feeder, is very, very consistent in regards of the delivery of ink towards the nib. You will see how wet is this nib. It's so wet, and it's a joy to use. You will see in a few moments in the writing sample. Mirror image of the cap band configuration. We have sort of a balancing effect of the trims, to say so. In regards of condition, this fountain pen is top notch, because usually with this Ogiva fountain pens that have so many years in use, some of the plating, the gold plating on these rings or the actual rhodium on them starts to flake off and oxidize. But on this fountain pen, you can clearly see we have a pristine, beautiful looking Greek key design, and the plating is there. I suspect that this fountain pen wasn't inked up too many times and wasn't used. The section is very, very ergonomic, and it is not a chunky section. We have the threads right here, and we don't have any flaring in towards the middle of the section. It is not the hourglass, it's completely coming down from the barrel, starts to taper in a little bit, and we have the threads. Most of the times sections like this are let's say uncomfortable, but threads are polished very well, and we have no problem if we hold the fountain pen by those threads. Right here we have the limited edition number 470 out of 527. The actual way that this fountain pen is engraved right here proves that this fountain pen is part of the limited edition fountain pen sold by Omas and produced by Omas, because when they liquidated the company in 2016, around there, they were taken over the stock of materials by Mr. Cartagirone from Armando Simoni Club. Back then, there were some Arco Ogiva fountain pens and many others that were sent off into the market, and they wasn't having any serial numbers. They were stocked from the company. This is not part of those fountain pens. It comes with the box. It's a limited edition, and it is made by Omas, retailed by Omas, produced in the factory, and sold through their retailers, official retailers from back then. So this makes it a very, very valuable fountain pen. Moving further, we have the barrel, which continues down towards the end knob. The barrel features the beauty of the Arco Celluloid. Like you see, we have a complete alignment in between the section, the barrel, and also the piston knob, which is conical and it is rounded. And look here, those scales, the Arco scales, are something which simply draw you, and it is like eye candy. The fountain pen has a piston filling mechanism. This is how you can operate that system. It is not the most smoothest piston filling mechanism. This is how they made their piston filling mechanisms, and it is something which you can find also on Scribo these days, because the same employees from Omas are now gathered around the Scribo brand, and they manufacture fountain pens with the name Scribo. And the actual pistons from Scribo are identical to the ones at Omas, like this one. They go smooth, but not as smooth as, for example, a Pelican or something like this. They have a unique way how they operate, but they are solid build and they are working very, very well. Those are the details of the Omas Ogiva Arco Bronze Celluloid, a beautiful fountain pen made from the most sought after material from Omas. And before getting to the side-by-side size comparison, let me know which of the details of this impressive fountain pen is your favorite. Comment down below. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I will be more than glad to answer those. Don't forget to give a big thumbs up towards this video if it's useful, if you like it. Subscribe right now, help me grow the Pen Magic YouTube channel, and let me show you how this fountain pen looks side by side other fountain pens in order to overall understand its proportions. And here we have the Omas Ogiva side by side, a Pelican M800, a Visconti Medici, ASC Bologna Extra in Arco Verde Celluloid, Omas Ogiva, Omas Paragon, and Visconti Homo Sapiens. Now let's have a look uncapped. In this scenario, you can clearly see that we have the Omas Ogiva standing side by side a Visconti Medici. It's very, very much alike in regards of their size. It is overpowered by a ASC Bologna Extra, which is a very big and oversized fountain pen. So we can clearly say that the Omas Ogiva is a mid-sized fountain pen, slightly longer and thinner. The fountain pen capped like this measures 150 millimeters. Uncapped in writing position like so, it measures 133 millimeters. The total weight of the fountain pen uncapped in writing position and fully inked is 14 grams, capped and posted, but also fully inked is 22 grams. Now, let's ink up the fountain pen and let's get to see how it's writing, and let's move over to my personal opinions because you will find some controversial things in those opinions regarding this fountain pen. Stay tuned. I'm gonna use my Tacha ink and I have here Kurocha. And thank you to the person who translated this from Japanese, and it means black tea. So let's move the piston completely down. Let's submerge the fountain pen in ink and draw some ink. Just like I told you, we have some pretty confidential things to share in my personal opinions in a few moments after I show you how beautiful is this nib writing. So let's start with the pen. We have the Omas Ogiva in Arco Bronze Celluloid. Ink, Tacha, Kurocha. The nib, beautiful 18 karat gold, and this is a medium point, 2 tones, and the paper, of course, my favorite paper, Tomoe River paper, 52 GSM. This is quite a wet writer and it is a joy to use. Don't get me wrong, I love all sorts of nibs, but the ones that are made by Omas have something pretty special about them, including the ones that you find as extra flessibile, but this 18 karat gold nibs, which should be the standard nibs from Omas, oh my god, they look so nice and they write perfect ink flow. And you may want to sit down for this because it's a wet medium point and it shows. Now let's have a look. This is what I call a very rich and consistent ink flow, and it looks perfect for my taste. Let's have a look at some normal figure of eights. The nibs are smooth, beautiful. I would say this is a fat medium and it is not a skinny medium. We have plenty of ink. It's pulling down. Every downstroke you can clearly see ink pooling, so this is a fat medium nib. Flex, this is a rigid nib. You can squeeze some line variation, but the actual way that this nib is writing in normal writing, I think it stands out pretty well, and you wouldn't want to flex this nib. I mean, you can damage it because it's a little bit rigid and you don't have that pressure point upon which if you pass over, you bend the nib. So technically speaking, this is not a flex nib and you shouldn't flex it. Let's use the famous sentence, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. A little bit of feedback, but nothing unpleasant. Everything works correctly, everything works well. We have no skippings, no hard starts, no whatsoever. The nib has no hesitation. As you put it to the paper, it is writing very, very well. Now, it's not staying. So anyway, let's go forward towards my personal opinions regarding this fountain pen. It's a nice fountain pen. I got it in a trade towards my classic pens LB6. It is available for trade or for sale. If I'm gonna have time to post it on the Penventure website, down below you'll find the links. If not, let me know if you are willing to have it in your personal fountain pen collection. Comment down below, email me, find me on Instagram, write a message if you want to purchase it. What is controversial is this. These fountain pens are overpriced. And probably, if you ask me, this fountain pen in particular deserves the kind of price tag that it commands, because it's an original Omas. It has a serial number, and this is only done on fountain pens produced by Omas back in the day. It's made out of celluloid, Arco Celluloid, the rarest Omas celluloid of them all. We have Arco Verde as well, but Arco Bronze is the one that's more seeked. Although Omas intended to have more Arco Bronze than Arco Verde, in our days the balance is shifted and it's leaned more towards the Arco Bronze, which demands a little bit more value. The Arco pattern is completely aligning after so much years. Celluloid in time will shift, will mature, will shrink, move, and after so much time, this fountain pen, after shifting everything, after so much years, it's completely aligning. This, in my opinion, it's a very, very good quality and characteristic of this particular Omas Ogiva, because everything is lining up. All of the parts, including the section and the nib and the slit and everything, it's straight like an arrow. Limited edition number, the most sought after material, the splendid two-tone gold nib. The writing performances are amazing. This fountain pen really, really can be put into a high tier in regards of value. It's an Omas, and pretty much that says it all. But the thing is that with everything that's not available and not made anymore, it's going to be on hype, collected more and more, and the pricing will increase. Do I think it's going to increase at the point that's okay to say it's an investment? I don't think so. If you look forward at making an investment, you have stocks, you have all sorts of things, and the markets are okay for investment of this sort right now. But in regards of investing in a fountain pen, invest in such a fountain pen if you have the passion, if you like this fountain pen, if you like what it means, what it stands for, and also if you are willing to trust the person that you are buying it from. It has to have credentials, it has to have a box, it has to have every single aspect regarding this fountain pen. I went forward and checked all of the internals, the nib, the feed, adjusted everything, the piston filling mechanism, the box is there, everything has been connecting. We have a limited edition fountain pen, 527 worldwide. Let's see, how many do you think are still existing these days? I know that it's been on the list of so many of you, and I'm pretty sure you will be able to find something in your collection that you need to trade off, and we can make a deal. Anyway, contact me and we can speak about that. This is the review of my personal Omas Ogiva, and I am so looking forward at having your suggestions and your questions in the comment section down below. Let me know if Arco is overrated. What do you think? What do you want to know more about this fountain pen? If you enjoy my content, if you enjoy my format, how do I do my reviews, let me know what you want to see next. Thank you very much for staying so long on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you find my video useful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. If you're looking for an next writing instrument, or if you're looking for that, contacting me regarding the Omas Ogiva Arco Celluloid. Down below you'll find the links for our website, our social media accounts, phone number, email, anything and everything that you may need in order to get in contact with me. Don't forget to subscribe and support me in growing the Pamvajra YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, you can do that right now. Just click there, turn the notification bell on, and you will be notified whenever we have new content. If you want to continue and watch my videos, I'm going to leave you this right here. You can click and enjoy. As always, I'm your host, Amy, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care, stay safe, bye-bye.